Hi everyone, it's Griz. I'm in the garage, got the KTM. If you didn't watch the previous videos, I have bought this bike as a bike for the channel that I'm just going to keep for maybe for the winter as a winter bike, and it's going to be like a £3,000 kind of bike series that I'm going to do. But we've had a problem. If you've not seen it, go watch the previous video to this one. And when I took it out for its first kind of proper ride, as we parked up outside Costa Coffee for a coffee, it decided to pee itself, and water started pouring out of what I think was pouring out of the reservoir bottle, or the fill-up bottle, for the coolant. So not a good start, basically. Alarm bells went off, and I thought maybe head gasket might have blown. Very luckily, Phil from Dry Vauxhall in Weston lived just around the corner from where we were, so he came out and had a look. I kind of agree with him that the engine sounds too sweet on this bike. It really does sound really very nice. So I'll be surprised if the head gasket has blown, but I am a bit worried about it because the water keeps boiling. Now it could be things like maybe an airlock in the excuse me, it could be things like an airlock in the coolant system, which will cause it to overheat. It could be a stuck thermostat. It may be the water pump is faulty, or it could be blown head gasket. I've just checked the oil. The oil is in good condition. There's no kind of mayonnaise residue. If you take the oil filler cap off and run your finger around inside there, if you're suspecting a blown head gasket, that's one kind of simple kind of indicator that water is mixing with your oil. So it's looking good so far, but it is a problem. And the other thing we found that I didn't spot when I went to pick it up is there's been a repair on the radiator. It's about an inch big, inch square, which could affect a fair proportion of the radiator and be causing it to overheat. I've had a chat with the seller. He said he was a really nice guy, actually, being really genuine and nice, and said, look, Griz, if you're not happy with it, please bring it back, I'll give you a refund. I don't want to do that. I want to keep the bike because I've actually really enjoyed riding it, and I got it at a good price. Is that a good indicator of it being a good bike or not? No, not really. It's probably quite a poor one. Maybe it could be something wrong with it because it was so cheap, but I don't want to throw it back. It's going to cost me money to take it back to him, so I'm going to have a go at repairing it. As I said, the seller said he had offered me a full refund, but I said I'm going to try and fix it. So he said, let me know if you need any parts, I'll send them over to you. I'm pretty sure he works for a dealership. He's a trader. So let's have a go. So the first thing I want to do is just bleed the system. That's the easiest thing to do right now. One of the hard things about it is that I need to lift the bike up about half a metre, which is going to be interesting. I'm also going to just take the tank off as well and just have a look under there and just see what's going on. I do need to move the tank back a bit to gain better access to the bleed screw and top filler cap. I could possibly do it where it is, but I want to take it, strip it down and have a proper look over the bike before I make any kind of final decisions with it. But I'm hoping for good things. Let's hope it works out. Let's hope Griz hasn't wasted a lot of money on trying to bring something fun for you guys and something that's going to be more interesting and more relevant to you. And it's relevant to me. The BMW S1000RR is still over there. Look, let's put my hand in the right place. It's over here. There it is. There's the S1000RR. Taffy's bike is still there as well. And the Scrambler is over there as well. So at the moment we've kind of got 4 bikes, 3-ish running bikes. I do want to get that Scrambler done as well, maybe make it into Taffy's winter bike. We're going to see. We're going to see how we get on, see how this goes, and we'll go from there with it. Anyway, less messing around, less talking, let's get some work done. I'm not going to show you the whole strip down process because it's going to be very lengthy and really probably not so enjoyable for you. So I'll take you through little key points of things that I'm doing along the way, and we can have a look together and see what we can find. Okay, wish me luck. I think I might need it. Right, now I have just, like in a very strange fashion, elevated the front end. You're meant to lift it 20 inches. I am afraid to lift this any more than I have. It's all chopped up on wood. It looks a bit harry-carry. I'm a bit afraid. But anyway, the radiator is full and the bleed nipple has bled. There's no air. Well, I could probably really do with going higher. I think this pipe needs to come up higher so air can come out, but that is high as I dare go with it. With what I've got here, tools wise, is not ideal, but yeah, that's all I can do at the moment. That is the repair on the radiator. It's quite sizable, isn't it? So that could be certainly causing us a problem. Fuel tank's off over there, but yeah. Right, I'm going to put the bleed nipple back in, so there's definitely no bubbles coming out of that, and get it off this lift because I'm afraid I'm going to drop the bike. Right, so the bleed nipple is back in. Doesn't focus very well, the camera, but anyway, bleed nipple in, radiator is topped up. It's I hope there's no air in the system now. The actual radiator cap itself is in good condition. There's no real kind of perishing to the rubber on the inside, so I think it's hard for me to show you. I need another pair of hands. Taff is busy sunbathing, but anyway, look, can I show you? Yeah, it's not really perished, so I think the actual radiator cap itself is in good condition. So I'm going to put it back together, get the fuel tank back on, and yeah, get it all back together and get it running up and let it get warm. This camera is really struggling today with focusing, but yeah, I stripped it right down. It's got the normal kind of KTM. I know the old KTM wiring looms were a little bit suspect. I think they kind of dry out and go a bit brittle, so someone has, as you can see, messed around with the loom a bit, but it's not too bad. So yeah, there's a lot of original stuff still here. So yeah, let me get it back together, run it up, and I'll see if it overheats. Right guys, so I've been messing around with the bike all day. I've bled the system as well as I could, given with the tools I have. I've started the bike up, let it run, let it go through three kind of heat cycles, allowing the fan to come on and cool itself off. I noticed there was some fluid kind of building up around the neck of the top radiator cap. There we go. And feel like a proper rebel on this now. Yeah, all the boy racers are out as well. I've impressed all the boy racers enough. Now I've got to impress myself. So yeah, it's basically, it was losing a little bit of fluid from the top filler cap on the radiator cap, but just a tiny bit gathering around there, which, you know, I don't know, it could be a poor cap. Maybe the cap has seen better days, but I don't think it was in too bad a condition. But I couldn't get it to kind of boil like it was boiling yesterday, so maybe there was some air in the system. I mean, it's getting quite hot here. It's like, was it 2 bars off of maximum heat, and I've been riding long. I don't think that's altogether normal. I do think it is running hot. Well, clearly it's been running hot. And maybe it's just down to that radiator, reduced capacity, you know, from that repair. Maybe it needs a new rad. Don't know where to go with it next. Let's just see what it does now. If it boils over again, then I guess it's worth going down the route of thermostat or and a water pump. So yeah, we'll see. The temperature has come down actually. It's gone down a bar. It's like the bar watch. Certainly got some go. I think there is still fluid coming out. I'm pretty sure I've got some dots on my visor and probably on the camera as well. So fluid is still coming out, I think, from that top fuel cap, the top radiator cap. I think that's what's happening. I think it's coming out the radiator cap, but it shouldn't really be coming out there, should it? So maybe a new radiator cap. Let's see if it boils over yet though. Oh look, let's go back to this place. I've had some people, Phil, come out here. Oh look, someone's been destroying it. Oh, that's not funny. Yeah, and take photos of themselves with their bikes. Well, not themselves, but taking photos of this location with the bike. So, yeah. Thanks, Phil, for thinking of me and coming out and taking photos. Right, I'm going to take a couple of photos here because it's absolute KTM Supermoto territory. What did you think of the way I say Supermoto? Is it a bit too, like, have I got to say like Supermoto? Is it got to be more cash? I put some what was it? Like a polishy stuff, but it was like silicone based, and it's making all these panels look all gleamy or weird. That's not cool. So anyway, photo opportunity with the Supermoto, mate. Don't know how to say it. You know what I mean, guys. Hazard, biohazard. Bosh. What do you think of these lights as well on the front? It's a bit much, isn't it? Don't know if it's cool or not really. Temperature is going up. That's good. I want it to go up. I don't like this. People are wrecking the place. Flipping heck. Wow. And temperature's coming back down again. I mean, it's not staying high. Maybe Griz has fixed it. Maybe. And I'll tell you what, it throws out some kind of pressure from these rear exhausts. From the exhausts. And it's a little bit smelly. And if I'm honest, it's a little bit smoky as well. You see that? I need to do like a night ride, or like when it's a little bit darker, and come out and do a night ride. Right, so far, so good. Right, let's ride on. I've got to get back to Taffy and enjoy an evening meal with her. I'm being so bad. I've been working on the bike all day. I say all day, all afternoon really. I've been a bit slow on it because it's the first time working on it and I want to be a bit careful. I don't like rushing through it, you know. So I take my time when I'm getting to know a bike. I have to give it a bit of beans and see if I can get it to misbehave on me. It's got some bloody go though. It is actually very quick. The only thing I don't know what to do with this bike is there's no rev limiter, no rev indicator, sorry, so I'm not really sure how hard I should rev it. You know, it's a V-twin, so really you shouldn't need to rev it, should you? But being like a straight line 4 rider most of my life, apart from the Panigale 1299, definitely more fluid coming out on my visor again now. Yeah, we always get a bit unsure, really. Well, you get used to revving a bike, don't you? And this isn't really the kind of bike you rev, but the temperature's coming back down again. It's been quite well behaved, I think, temperature wise. Let's give it a little bit more of a spin. Seems like it's flaming as I'm accelerating there. What the hell? And I've got lots of fluid. On the visor. Right guys, I'm going to call it there. I'm going to go back to HQ and check over the bike, see what it's looking like with the fluid levels, see how much fluid I've lost, and see if it boils over again. And yeah, I'll report back to you, see what happens next. But so far so good. There's clearly a leak coming off of that radiator cap. So yeah, I think at the moment, from what I can tell just riding it, I think that top radiator cap is leaking, so a new cap is in order. We'll go from there with it. I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching everyone. See you soon. Bye bye. Love you. Bye bye.